Greetings, Earth creatures, and once again, I am the Fish, and I'm here to bring you guys another awesome StarCraft 2 cast. This set of games, again, comes from the ASUS Republic of Gamers Tournament, where we saw some really awesome players. Now, this particular matchup also comes from the round of 16, and in this case we're going to have a Terran versus Protoss game. Now, this game is going to be featuring none other than Mouz.MaNa. Now, Mana is a young player. I think he's only about 17 years old, but he hails from Poland, and he's an ex-Brood War player, so certainly got a lot of experience on his side, regardless of being so young. Obviously, he plays Protoss, and one of his most notable recent accomplishments was that he played in the finals at the DreamHack Tournament. Now, spawning in the left side, we have oGs.NaDa. Our Korean player, he's been very consistent at playing in the GSL, and his most notable tournament win is at MLG Raleigh, where he took the bronze medal. Now, these two players are set to face off on Tal'Darim Altar, and as you guys probably know, Tal'Darim Altar is a very large map, and we should be expecting to see a pretty good macro style game here. And it looks like Mana is going to be going off and scouting in the wrong direction right away. So we should have a fairly long game on our hands here. Now, some predictions for this game. Well, I know that Mana likes to use gateway units a lot. He's got his stream up a lot. If you guys ever get a chance to watch him, he's very entertaining to watch. Very good player. And of course, I'm excited to see how our Korean player fares here, what kind of tricks he's got up his sleeve. So far, both players opening very standard. So, Terran versus Protoss. Now, as you guys know already, I am a Zerg player, so I'm always interested to see what it looks like on the other side of things. And in this case, we should have a pretty exciting game on our hands. We've got two really good players here, so NaDa's going to be scouting out first, so he will have an idea of what's coming. And it looks like Mina's just going to be going for some kind of let's see what he does here. Stalker coming out. Everything's very standard so far. No kind of early expansion, no kind of early all-in kind of pressure, it looks like. Now, once again, guys, I have not yet seen these games, so I will be just as surprised as you guys as these things unfold in front of my eyes. I'll just be commentating on what's happening. Looks like NaDa deciding to put on some pressure here very early with a Marauder and a Marine. Let's see if he's just going to take this tower or move into some pressure. Now, we do see Mana getting his first expansion up. And it looks like here he's on the lookout for some sort of Reaper or possibly some kind of a drop play, although it's way too early for that. So this guy must be here just to spot any Reapers. Now it looks like NaDa is going to spot this expansion. He's got his own expansion down. But here we go, we've got two Marauders and a Marine coming in for NaDa, and it looks like Mana's only got that one Stalker to deal with this, so it'll be interesting to see if NaDa can actually deny this expansion right away. And back at home, we don't see Warp Gate Tech quite finished yet. Two more gateways on the way, so pretty standard, and looks like NaDa's just going to back off here without really doing much. I'm not sure why he's backing out. Perhaps it was just to draw his units away for this Reaper here, which is now working on this pylon. And the Reaper's going to make a hasty retreat back home, where we see several more barracks coming down, so we will be seeing a lot of bio coming out of NaDa. His second base now starting to get up and saturated, and meanwhile, more Mouz.MaNa's second base also starting to be getting saturated. Now let's see if he's going to be throwing down a Robo Bay. Yes, he will be throwing down the Robo here. So we're looking pretty standard so far. No craziness. NaDa does seem to be retaining control of the map so far. He's been aggressive, and it'll be interesting to see if that kind of stays the theme in this game. This probe's gonna get taken out. Yes, it will. So will NaDa be the more aggressive player? Who will come out ahead here? Very excited to see. Now, what are some of the options that MaNa's got? He could try and transition into some kind of a 6-gate 2-base attack with a Robo. He could be, most likely, he's going to probably go for some Colossus, which would make a ton of sense if you know that your opponent is going bio. He already saw there were a couple Marauders on the field. So we're looking to have a standard game here, guys. MaNa setting up a pylon here so he can reinforce his natural expansion with some units. Nothing coming out of this Robo right now. Yes, and it looks like we will be having some Colossi in the field in not too long. And wow, meanwhile, NaDa's ground force is starting to look a little scary here. It looks like he's going to be moving out here with a ton of SCVs. Wow, this is very unexpected, actually. He's going to be just going for a big attack right now. And I don't know if MaNa's going to have quite enough to deal with this. He's going to need some good force fields. Let's see what happens. Good force fields coming down. Here we go. NaDa pushing in. His army's getting split in half. Looks like these Zealots are going to be able to take out most of these units here, but there's still so many in the back. And I don't know if that's going to be enough Stalkers to really take out all of these units. More Marines getting flooded in as reinforcements. MaNa furiously trying to get into more Stalkers to deal with this. But will it be enough? SCVs going down left and right. Marines, Marauders, they're just pushing in. Now it's MaNa trying to micro. Now his probes are getting pulled off the line to try and deal with this. There's only a few Marines and Marauders left. Will he be able to push him back? And yes. Looks like NaDa grabbing some more reinforcements, actually, and pushing back in. But it looks like MaNa might be able to hold this. He's only got about 4 Stalkers remaining. Now NaDa's starting to work on this Nexus, and it's only a matter of time before something really bad happens for MaNa. He's got to get these guys out of his base, and there we go with another wave of Stalkers. It should be enough. But NaDa realizing that he's very all in at this point. He's going to keep pushing. Will he be able to take out these Stalkers? I don't think he will. MaNa, wow, actually a lot of these Stalkers going down. MaNa trying to micro them and take out the rest of these Marines. Only 6 Marines remaining. But another wave of reinforcements coming in, and this is very back and forth. We've got a game of tug of war on our hands, folks. NaDa start deciding to finally back off. But now if you look, he's got very few Harvesters compared to MaNa, who's going to have a big advantage going into the future. So while that was a pretty good attack, I'm not sure that it was really worth it, because MaNa was able to hold it off. And it's going to be tough. It'll be a tough game for NaDa going ahead. MaNa's starting to work on these rocks so he can take his 3rd base, and meanwhile he's got this Colossi out, so it looks like NaDa's going to be coming in again to put on some pressure here. Will MaNa see this? Will he be able to hold? His units are out of position here. His army's split in half. NaDa trying to focus on the Colossus. It will go down almost immediately, and it looks like he's going to retreat after that little victory, but at the cost of quite a few Marines, Stalkers. And these Marines are just going to get chased down by these Stalkers here. So MaNa looking to be in a good position going into the rest of this game here. NaDa trying to sacrifice a few units to get the rest of his home, but now MaNa looks like he's knocking on the front door of NaDa, but he will back off wisely. At this point, it's in MaNa's best interest to sit back a little bit, build up a Death Ball, get another Colossus out. And we do have the Thermal Lance upgrade finished, so that will be tremendously helpful. It just makes that range just so much better for the Colossus. 2 Colossus now in the field, and that's going to be enough for MaNa to start heading out here. Does he have a pylon for reinforcements? He does not, but supply lead favoring mana, and he should have income lead, and just everything should be favoring him right now. So it'll be interesting to see if he can really do some damage here. What can he do? Now, NaDa's army's getting out of position here to defend this, and these Colossi are just going to walk right into his natural expansion and start roasting away at his SCVs. NaDa moving a few units in here to try and deal with this, but it's only a few Marines, and they're just going to get killed right away. So Mana now pressing forward. Uh-oh, his Colossi are getting pretty out of position, but he is able to back away. Meanwhile, NaDa's army is very weak. He's had to stim them a number of times, and just the hit points are very low on them. Damage could be very heavy from these Colossi, which in this one, his shields are slowly regenerating now. So Mana getting more. Reinforcements coming in. NaDa scouting out with his factory to see if there's any openings he can exploit. 3 Colossi on the field now, so that's going to be very tough, but we do see Vikings to deal with this. NaDa backing off, trying to get into a good position here. Is it going to be enough to take out these Colossi? His units are very low on health. Colossi doing damage, and the SCVs are getting killed left and right. It looks like Mouz.MaNa is going to take this game, fellas. NaDa coming in for one last push, stimming all his units, and they're just all at like no hit points now, and that's going to be it, folks. So that early pressure by GG, early pressure by NaDa does not do the work that it was supposed to, and we see Mouz.MaNa just counterattacking, getting ahead in supply, and just able to take the game. I think NaDa was trying to get a good timing window there where the Colossi weren't out, and he did hit that, but just wasn't enough to break Mouz.MaNa. Very close game, very exciting, and we're going to move on to the next one. Thanks for watching.